This week on Flix, Pierce Brosnan takes his turn as the latest 007. Tom Hanks is a living doll in Toy Story. President Michael Douglas and Annette Bening are alone in the Oval Office. And Martin Scorcese is gambling on the star power of Sharon Stone and Robert Deniro to win big bucks for his casino. Hi, I'm Robin Dorian, and welcome to the show. Now, before we get to all those great new movies, let's check out the tally on last weekend's box office. At number 5, Jodie Foster is directing Holly Hunter in Home for the Holidays. Powder is still electrifying audiences at number 4. At number 3 is Holly Hunter once again, but this time she's in Copycat with Sigourney Weaver. John Travolta is down 1 at number 2 with Get Shorty. And at number 1, Jim Carrey stars in the biggest non-summer debut of all time, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, pulls in 37.8 million big ones.
Do I have something in my teeth?
Well, Michael Douglas and many of his American President co-stars turned out for the movie's premiere. Flix went to the Ziegfeld Theater in New York City, where we asked the celebrities, what's the difference between Hollywood and Washington?
The big similarity, and it's the one that is one of the central issues of the film, is celebrity, is people in the public eye and what they have to go through in order to maintain their privacy and also have a personal life.
I don't always take the opportunity that celebrity affords me to espouse my political views.
Our life is make-believe. Our life is adults playing in an adult sandbox. Their life is real. Their life is mature. So there's a big difference there.
They are in a lot of ways similar in that there is a community of very high-powered people, and some of them are very visual, and they do have influence on the society, but when you get right down to it, I think it ends about right there.
A while back, Pierce Brosnan was offered the James Bond role, but he couldn't get out of his TV series Remington Steele to play the part. So 9 years later, they called Pierce back, and he jumped at the chance to play 007 in the latest in the series, Goldeneye. Now, in it, Brosnan gets to do what this secret agent does best, save the world and drink martinis, shaken, not stirred.
His name's Bond. James Bond.
People kept on, keep on saying to me, well, it must have been fun doing it. No, it was just bloody hard work. Because, the stakes are high.
6. Madame Lucas.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Very words I live by.
She mostly functions as the killing machine in the movie. Killing machine because she happens to wipe out a lot of people during this movie, and she really likes doing it too. The pleasure will be all mine.
I have to say, my biggest concern was that I was going to disappoint the Bond fans, that I wasn't glamorous and I wasn't good-looking enough and irresistible enough.
Tanya, listen.
How can you act like this? How can you be so cold?
That's what keeps me alive.
No. It's what keeps you alone.
There's a darker side to this man. This is a man who is, ironically, a widower. He is an agent. He does kill people. His life is in jeopardy constantly. He never knows where death may come from.
Of a boys' film because of all the gadgets, and they like to escape to this fantasy world and imagine and pretending that they're James Bond.
Now, 007, do please try and return some. Do please try and return some of this equipment in pristine order. Don't touch that. It's my lunch.
They're just great movies to escape, your life from for like an hour and a half and just watch all these tremendous explosions and see this person do things that nobody can ever do in life.
The way he faces problems head on, the way he gets out of situations. These are all fantastical situations.
looks like Brosnan's up to the daredevil stunts this role requires. He has some pretty big shoes to fill, though, including the sharp-witted Sean Connery and the equally urbane Roger Moore. Now, Tom Hanks is no dummy when it comes to picking movies. In his latest Toy Story, Tom stars as a pull-string doll named Woody. Disney is responsible for this first-ever, completely computer-animated, feature-length film with the added vocal talents of Tim Allen.
Hey, X, draw. Oh! Got me again.
I've tried to explain to people what this is, you know, the computer-generated animation, and they always say, you mean it's kind of like Gumby and Pokey? No, that's a different thing. That's like a claymation stop motion. You can't really describe what this is.
Star Command, come in. Do you read me? Buzz Lightyear mission log. The local sheriff and I seem to be at a fueling station of some sort.
It starts with you standing with the, in front of a microphone in a darkened soundstage with headphones on, looking at them back behind the booth and recording the lines over and over and over and over again.
Have you been replaced?
Hey, what did I tell you earlier? No one's getting replaced. This is Andy we're talking about.
So we really had to picture Woody in any of these situations, you know, like, you know, in the back of a moving van, you know, and then the quiet moments when he's really upset and sad.
Oh, the lost toy!
And that gave us fantastic vocal performances that our animators could take and really make all the facial features and make those characters come alive.
I'm ready this time.
No. Slink.
Oh, well, all right. You can be ready if you want.
Not now, Slink. Everybody had one of those Slinky dogs, you know, although what we did with them, I don't know. I don't know what the point of a Slinky dog was. But Mr. Potato Head and those army men, come on, I had buckets and buckets and buckets loads of those things.
All right, men, you heard it. Code Red, repeat. We are at Code Red. Recon Plan Charlie, execute. Let's move.
I do things like take those army men and cut off the little plastic bases and then boil them in water in a pot for long, then pull them out with them tweezers and try to bend the legs into different positions.
He tortures toys. Where is your honor, dirtbag?
No, I wasn't trying to torture the toys. I was just trying to improve on the toys somehow. Although every now and again I did take a magnifying glass to one of them.
Come on downstairs, guys. It's time for games. We've got prizes.
Hey, everybody. It's showtime.
What could explain a toy moving? And you know what happened. We all know that's happened. I did not leave that there.
Red alert! Andy is coming upstairs. Andy's coming, everybody! Back to your places, hurry! Out of my way!
It was like Puppet Master. It's one of those movies, you know, you set the doll here, you come back to the room, he's sitting over there going...
Reach for the sky!
Toys coming to life is something that is equal to like one of the more frightening Twilight Zone episodes, which of course is perfect fodder for a Disney animated feature for the whole family.
I Love L.A. singer-composer Randy Newman wrote the score and 3 original songs for that film. When we come back, we shoot craps with Deniro and Stone and go on a date with an American president. Name the 1987 film that Michael Douglas won an Oscar for as Best Actor. The answer when we come back.
For one night only.
Of time, he plays the father of a 6-year-old girl, and he's only got 90 minutes to commit a murder and save her life.
Don't run off now, sweet pea. Stay close to Daddy.
Perfect. Can I see some identification, sir?
Excuse me? I'd like to know what's going on.
What caused a ruckus, sir? Not with the little girl, though.
Ma'am, listen. Ma'am, I'll take my daughter.
It's a great suspense thriller, you know, in the sense of keeping you on the edge of your seat.
You will take this, and you will kill a woman whose picture's in there. It's the woman in the picture. Or your daughter.
Oh, my God.
Making you wonder constantly, how would I get out of this?
Please, I don't have much time. I need your help.
I'm not a bartender. I don't want to hear it.
There's a little girl in a van. She's my daughter.
How could I solve this problem? Could I get out of this and not have my daughter killed?
I need your help.
What can I do for you, Mr. Watson?
It's about my daughter.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Got room in there for one more?
I've never played a father before, which is really interesting. And sort of, I had this intense feeling of responsibility.
You're gonna be a hero, Daddy.
I thought it was a good opportunity to play someone very straight, very normal kind of guy. You know, you catch him on Sunday mowing his lawn.
I think we should go through with this.
Just
too late for that now.
It's a pretty universal thing to say, you know, I would do anything for my family.
The multi-talented Johnny Depp and his band Pierre are about to release their debut album on Capitol Records. Well, Michael Douglas is also in for a change of pace. In his latest, The American President, he plays the commander-in-chief himself, and all he wants is a little privacy and a date with Annette Bening.
The president's expecting our full support.
Yes, he is.
The president's dreaming, AJ. The president has critically misjudged reality. If he honestly thinks that the environmental community is going to whistle a happy tune while rallying support around this pitifully lame mockery of environmental leadership, then your boss is the chief executive of Fantasyland.
Good morning, Mr. President. How are you today?
The woman was goofy, and the one moment she felt like she was really on top of it, and then the next moment she found herself putting her foot in her mouth and saying the wrong thing.
Listen, are you hungry? I skipped breakfast. You want to have a donut, coffee or something? He believes, as many of us in the celebrity world believe, that our private life is our own and should have nothing to do with what people see on the screen or how a president does his job. She didn't say anything about me.
Well, no, sir, but I could pass her a note before study hall.
We did choose the idea of making his chief of staff a childhood, a childhood friend, which President Clinton's first chief of staff, Mac McClarty, was.
I had worked for Bobby Kennedy when he ran for senator in New York, and I worked for Ted as well when he ran for president in '76. I think it's a very real depiction of what happens, and it's a reflection of our culture very clearly.
So what does it say to you that in the past 7 weeks, 59% of this country has begun to question your family values?
The president doesn't answer to you, Louis.
Oh, yes, he does, AJ. I'm a citizen. This is my president. And in this country, it is not only permissible to question our leaders, it's our responsibility.
We kind of tend to forget that our presidents are human. We want to put them up on a pedestal and ask of them things that we would never ask of ourselves or our families.
I had heard once that the White House was the crown jewel of the penitentiary system, which, it says a lot about the job.
Do you often...
Do I date a lot?
Yeah.
No, how about you?
Me? Well, lately I seem to be going out on a lot of first dates.
Well, then you're experienced at this.
Oh, yeah, you can ask me anything.
Well, how are we doing so far?
It's hard to say at this point. So far, it's just your typical first date stuff.
Damn, and I want to be different from the other guys.
Michael Douglas is on a roll with this movie romance thing. His next project is one he co-produced with Paramount Pictures. It's the romantic remake Sabrina, starring Harrison Ford, and you can look for it this holiday season. Now, when we come back, it's Viva Las Vegas with Martin Scorcese, Robert De Niro, and Sharon Stone. Name the 1980 film directed by Martin Scorcese, where Joe Pesci played Bobby De Niro's brother. The answer when we come back.
On November 22nd,
Joe Pesci played Bobby De Niro's brother. The answer is Raging Bull.
You want me to hit you? I want you to do everything you got. You sure? All right. Harder.
Welcome back. I'm Robin Dorian. De Niro won his second Oscar in that film, considered by many to be an American classic. Well, here's a little more casino-related trivia to keep your brain cells grinding. True or false? Sharon Stone has an IQ of 154. Check out the Blockbuster home video pics, and then I'll tell you the answer. It's Down, Periscope, and Dive with Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman avoiding nuclear war in Crimson Tide.
God help you if you're wrong.
If I'm wrong, then we're at war. God help us all.
Kathy Bates and Jennifer Jason Leigh star in Stephen King's moody Dolores Claiborne.
It was a hard time. You got through it. I had a nervous breakdown, Mother.
And Pauly Shore's doing his best to stroke the judicial system for good. Jury duty.
You are the sexiest creature I've ever seen. Let's sauna.
Now, the answer to that Sharon Stone question is true. According to Harper's Bazaar, the casino star's IQ is 154. In other words, That means she's not just pretty. In the movie Casino, she plays mobster Robert De Niro's pill-popping wife. De Niro's a bookie who rises to power in the boom times of 70s Vegas. Joe Pesci co-stars as a trigger-happy hitman, and the artistry of Martin Scorcese is behind the camera.
Look at this place. It's made of money. What do you think about me moving out here?
I just got to tell you, it's no joke out here. Young people low profile. Right off the bat, they don't like guys like us.
The story and the characters were seemed to be tailor-made for De Niro and Pesci. I mean, it was just, might as well. I thought we could, cover similar territory that we've covered before, only in a new way.
Mickey making a lot of money for us, so keep a good eye on it.
All right. They're from big cities, Chicago, New York, whatever, but they're placed against the backdrop of the West, of Vegas, a place where everything is legal in a sense.
I think it's just a great backdrop for a movie. I mean, we've seen a lot of movies made in Vegas, but none telling us as much about the gambling as this one.
Take care, Steve. Take care. Drive fast.
Honey, for you, love. Pass your time.
What's the matter?
What do you mean, what's the matter? I made a lot of money for you. I want my cut. I played a woman named Jerry Rosenthal who worked in Vegas, was a hustler, chip hustler in Vegas, but I think she was a little tired of the whole scenario.
How about that?
Sharon, perfect. She had the enthusiasm, actually, and the energy to really want to do this.
You're going to be sorry if you don't stop.
You threaten me! Don't you threaten me!
I also saw something about her that had a toughness that could really be perfect for a person who had to make her living in a place like that. One of the key things I have in my head, it's music that I listened to over the years.
Some music he knew of, some he didn't. He just has a lot of stuff that he listens to a lot, and he'll slot it either in his mind or make a note of it that he wants to try and use that somewhere. In the case of, let's say, Love is Strange, Mickey and Sylvia, where De Niro first notices Sharon Stone, that's a song that has been used in films before, I think, and it's also a very beautiful song, beautifully done, and reflects a time and a place and sexuality.